team meetings go, just so you know. I got to drag him. My bad. We'll be on track in 2.5 hours or something like that.
Tell us about Flip it up. Yours may not be on.
Check. Yeah.
How about that?
There we go.
Check.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start our media availabilities. We are now joined by RFK Racing teammates Chris Buescher and Ryan Preece. I know you guys may have questions for him, so we'll go ahead and open it up as we have 15 minutes for him. So we'll start with Bob.
Bob Hockris, Fox Sports. How do you handle both trying to help each other, knowing that you need teammates to get to the front, but then knowing that you're going to probably have to dump the other one to be able to not dump like wreck, but
Way
like,
to go, Bob. Yeah, really set the tone here. I'm going to let Chris answer his first, and then I'll decide how I'm going to answer mine after I hear his.
You know what I meant. You're going to have to let the other one hang out. You're going to have to hang him out to dry if you're going to want to win.
So if I dump them stage one, then I don't have to worry about it later. Is kind of what you're getting at, right? You know what? We know how plate racing has been for RFK, and how competitive we've been at these things, and how much fun they are for us, and how important it is to work together as teammates. Ultimately, there's only ever one winner, so every time you come into a speedway race and you work with your teammates, and you always have the mindset of push each other and get each other as far forward as possible until there's no cars left to pass, and then you work it out amongst yourselves, right? So, I still say that there's no doubt in my mind that you come off a turn 4, and if you're helping each other all day, then all bets are off at that point, or maybe earlier. I don't know, but you know what? It'll be a race, and I think the normal teammate, I don't know, I wouldn't even say agreement, but just kind of mindset is just you're going to race each other hard, but be respectful about it, right? And ultimately, you hope that we have 3 of our Mustangs with the ability to have a shot to win the race at the end, and we'll just duke it out all the way to the line.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest with you, Chris has always been somebody I've found myself trying to work with, whether I was teammates with him or not. So that makes it that much easier. And Brad's always been, statistically, when you look at these races, even when he gets wrecked or something happens, he's racing for the win. So we the way I look at this race is our jobs are to get up in the first few rows and work with each other to get there. But if Brad and Chris are in the first 2 rows, it's my job to find myself there to work with them and, put RFK or one of us in position coming to the line winning. So whether that be Chris out front or Brad or myself, you want to be selfish as a driver, but understanding the main goal for the company and the employees and everybody there, it's very important that one of these cars gets into the playoffs because our speed, we've shown it throughout this year. Chris, you've had multiple times where things didn't come together, myself included, as well as Brad. So I think if one of our cars can get into the playoffs, it's going to be a serious threat.
We'll come down here to Greg and then Roy.
Hey, guys, I already know that you didn't know about the schedules for next year until they came out. Austin Cindric set us straight. But I wanted to know what your thoughts on when you looked at them, or do you even look that far ahead? And when you look at them, is it more like a personal, it's going to be cool to go to Chicago, or is it more of a strategic kind of thing where you know where you need to work on your strengths and weaknesses and stuff?
I haven't actually looked at it yet, so
I'm gonna answer this one then.
I think I did. Somebody said something about San Diego and Sonoma were close together, so I checked in to see if that was the case, and that's the extent of my skimming through. There's been a lot going on as we've headed into this week, so that just hasn't quite made it to the front of the list yet.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, there's some different changes for sure. I'm a fan of, I believe it goes Iowa, Richmond, or Richmond, Iowa, whichever way, and then New Hampshire. So those are three specific tracks that I'm actually excited about going to, all in a certain period leading up into the playoffs. So I think that was a neat change, as well as some of the different ones, like going to San Diego. I saw the Dover change to the All-Star, and being from the Northeast area, I think if there's some changes, and I'm excited to see kind of what the All-Star format ends up being, and potentially whatever is changed or not changed. I think that could play out to be something kind of special and different. So yeah, but outside of that, I think it was definitely important to add a weekend off, not just for us, but I think for all these crew guys with families. Yeah, so we have 2 now. So I thought that was a good addition, just because I don't know how many weeks straight did we go since
28 this year, right?
28 weeks straight. That's a tough schedule for a lot of these guys that have families at home. So I thought that was a great addition as well.
So bottom line, it's not as big a deal to you guys as it is to everybody else when they announce the schedules.
Again, not.
I think it starts the planning process.
Yeah, I think I've heard some of this just in passing, and I think there's, you've heard about the possibility of Homestead becoming the last race again, right? We found that out for sure. But there's a lot of neat changes through there, and I think that's really cool to have something different, or I guess coming back to Homestead there. Certainly a extra off weekend. It's I just haven't dove off into it next year, and it's probably something I normally would more. It's just cut off week.
Go to Roy.
Thank you. Roy Akers, Skyview Sports. This is for both of you. When Austin Cindric was in here a few minutes ago, he said that Ford Performance, Penske, depending on the scenarios, definitely would like to help get another Ford in there. I'm sure that's something that you entertain, depending on which one of you two hopefully are running up front. Hopefully you both are.
Yeah, I think it's a good move from an OEM standpoint, right? All of us racing for Ford, the main goal is for Ford to compete for a championship, and the more cars that are Fords that are in it, that gives us more opportunity. So, I feel like all of us, not only within RFK, but Penske and Front Row and Rick Ware, we work well together. And we try to make sure that at the end of these races, the blue oval is the one going to victory lane. So, if we have the opportunity to have the support from Penske and all the, Penske who are locked in already, it would be a great opportunity for one of our cars to get locked in as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You've seen OEMs sticking together a lot as we've gone Speedway racing. It's really been a thing probably sneaking up on a decade now, right? It's become a big part of how we approach these and who you work with, and because you need friends when you come down, you go through your pit cycles, you need the numbers to make speed, and we have better tools now to have more communication across different organizations as well. So it just helps it play into our hands to where, into everyone's hands, where the OEMs, you're able to bump up your numbers. That teams that have 5 cars kind of have their own group already, but for teams that have 1, 2, 3 cars, you need to have some sort of alliance, and that's helped us be able to stack numbers through the years. And so yeah, I mean, it's something that we already practiced quite a bit, but certainly knowing that there's a handful within our group that are locked in, that we'll take all the assistance we can get. We don't want anything given to us, but we'll take all we can for a little push or shove here or there.
All right, we're gonna come over here to your right, and then go to Holly, and then Nate.
Hey guys, this is Chris Gollin with NewsDaytonaBeach.com. So in 2021, we saw one of the ultimate cautionary tales of 2 teammates in the Daytona 500, having one pull out to try and pass the other with Brad and Joey, and how that led to neither of those 2 Penske cars winning. Then in 2023, Chris, you were the benefactor of you and Brad working together really well in the final laps, where Brad was the wingman for you to be able to get into the playoffs there. So I'm wondering if there's been any discussions between the three of you guys about the etiquette if that scenario arises again. Do you have expectations of each other as teammates? And on the final lap, Chris, you said all bets are off. If either one of you guys are in the lead, do you feel any more comfortable with a teammate out front?
All bets are off might be a little stretch, but was it thou shalt not wreck their teammate? Is that until there's until at least they can go across the line backwards and finish second. So I don't know. Maybe there's a timing etiquette in there that's important, but we have worked really well together here through the years, and even like Ryan was talking about before, we were teammates. We've been around each other. We've been able to find ourselves towards the front of these races, and it's hard to win them. Right, so much happens in those closing laps, but you got to make best decisions you can in the moment, and it's not really feasible to say you're three cars acting as one the entire time. You do your best, but a lot of times there's just not. There's not opportunity to keep three cars in a line pushing and making best speed at all given points. So I think it's yes, there's been conversations, and there's a mindset, and certainly don't want to be wiping each other out. That's not what we're getting at when we say we're gonna race each other hard all the way to the line. But I still say had things materialized a little differently, and I'll say it's because Brad isn't here. But I still say that had a run materialized a little bit differently behind him a couple years back, that there would have been tire marks all up and down the side of my car to the start-finish line. And maybe it's a little easier for him because he's the owner, too, not just a teammate. So
all aspects that day, too.
Yeah, I mean, it just wouldn't have hurt his feelings, but it just didn't – it's not how that last corner played out, and just the momentum shifted. But I still, it's in my mind, he probably would have turned me if we'd have gotten all the way to the tri-oval had it been necessary, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me and Chris and Brad, we've talked about it, and the end goal is that that one of us ends up in the playoffs. So it's really hard to sit here and tell you what we're all going to do because we don't know how that last lap's going to play out, what order we're going to be in. We just know that, if there's opportunity and when there's opportunity throughout the race is to help each other, use each other to get to the front and control the race. And if you're not up front, it's your job to get there. So, so I guess, it's really tough to say. I think we're all pretty selfish as race car drivers. That's what we want to be and do. But, in the back of our minds at the same time, we know how important it is for the company to make sure that one of us gets in the playoffs. So whoever that is that has the best opportunity at that point in time, we're going to do the best it is or the best we can to make sure that it happens.
Thank you, guys.
We'll go to Holly, then Nate.
Okay, one of you could take each of these, so because I know there's not much time left. But does it make it easier or harder that you guys seem to genuinely like one another, the three of you, for this kind of scenario as you're going for the checkered flag and possibly having to fight it out? And the other question is, it's been a long time since Ford has won a race. I didn't realize it till I kind of went back and looked. Almost 3 months. It's been a hard summer. Could you talk about, do you feel any more that this is a place that Ford has any more of an advantage, or it's just too much of a up in the air at Daytona?
Which one you want? You answer one and I'll answer the other, I guess.
Well, I've hit things a lot, so I forgot your first question already. So the second one, I did not realize that either. I know that ultimately we've been close, and we've had really good days, and we've had some rough days mixed in there as well over the past couple of months. And, I think that it's a lot of it is situational, and we just know that it's hard to win these races now. It just feels closer than ever, and you just have to be perfect. It comes down to details in all these races to be able to pull it off. So We just haven't been able to get all the details right in any one given race, and so that's kind of where we've just fallen short a couple of times. So I guess I don't look at our chances really better or worse from Ford or manufacturer side here, or an RFK side even, or any of that. There was a time we looked at Speedway racing within our little core group at RFK, and Speedway racing was circled as a better chance than anywhere else. But I am pretty proud to say that that's not our company right now, that we feel good no matter where we're heading into, and we feel like we have equal opportunities at a lot of styles of racetrack, and this one being another one of those. Obviously, there's a factor in this one that is chaos. It's mindsets of cutoffs. There's really probably only 3 or 4 cars legitimately trying to chase any points in the race. A lot of different things that'll come into it that'll keep it exciting throughout the evening. But at the end of the day, I know we don't practice, and a single lap of qualifying doesn't show you anything for the race really, but I know our cars will be fast. I know they will drive really well. They will push and take a push really well. The field knows that, and we're able to find help because of that as well. So yeah, I think that we have a very strong opportunity here, not because it's a speedway, simply just because this has been a good track for our organization as a whole.
I'll answer the first part, even though I flipped 3/4 of the backstretch at Daytona twice. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of airtime here. I can still remember that first question. It was actually because
I've been upside down twice too.
So no, I mean, Chris and I, it's a genuine, easy relationship to have. As far as not just a working relationship, but just very similar interests. So, when we're around each other, it's not a competitive nature of, man, I need to beat my teammate. It's, hey, what can I do to help him? Just as I assume, when he's around me, I notice that same, reciprocation of whenever I need help, he helps me. Or, if I catch him at 1.5 miles or whatever, he doesn't make it very difficult for me to get by. He'll help me, as, I feel like you do for Brad, I do for Brad, and Brad does for us. It's a relationship and a great team atmosphere to try and make sure at the end of the day we're all getting the best results for our team. And if we're racing for 1, 2, 3, then we got to race. But if one of us is extremely fast in that moment, I think we all have a lot of we're really good with our racecraft and our race knowledge, and not trying to hurt each other in the building. We are all trying to help rise each other up. So that makes it fun. And, I would echo Chris, because there is moments in the past where when we come to a super speedway, this is your only opportunity to truthfully have a shot at winning. And, I feel like us at RFK and really how strong of a foundation it is right now when we go to 1.5 miles, road courses, Daytona, Talladega, and working on the short track stuff. Like, we have speed and we have opportunity every single weekend that we feel like we can win. So it makes it fun as a race car driver.
We'll take a final question from Nate.
Hendrick and Gibbs both have one car that isn't locked in. Are they in a better situation where, like, in each of those teams, like, they have 3 cars and kind of focus on helping one car than you guys, like, where you have no one in and you're kind of relying on, like, Penske's help? Is it a more difficult dynamic for you guys than for teams that already have cars locked in that way?
Yeah, I wish we had 3 locked in right now. So it's definitely would definitely like the role reversal there, and that would make our day easier. It's the part where it's coming down. There's basically one spot available, right? And there's 3 of us, so it's not what we wanted to be doing at this point of the year. It's the same questions that we've been talking through for 3 or even 4 months now about playoffs and cuts and all this, and ultimately it's going to take a win to get in. So I think we've understood where it's been the entire time. This isn't any kind of shock or surprise for us. Just thought we'd be able to win a race by now. And one of our big goals this season over last was on the 17 side. I guess, for us was how do we make sure that we're more competitive in these first 2-3 months than we have been year over year, and we certainly have done that. We've been strong. It just again, it takes everything going right in that moment to lock yourself in to where you're able to come in here in a better scenario. So yeah, it's a better situation to have cars locked in. Does it change the way our race goes? Probably not really, because we all need to be up front and having an opportunity to win. So, you know, that puts each of our individual best interests at RFK aligned, that you know, we all just want to work together and make good decisions and be up front at the end. And, you know, you like Brian said, too, you're not just racing your teammates. That's not what we're trying to accomplish here. We're racing the field. But as a racer and as competitors, you want to be a part of those highlight moments in sports, right? And that doesn't mean you have to wreck anybody to get in. It means you have good, hard racing, and you know, you put a tire mark on the door down to the line, and look back and say, man, that was a good race. And so we're just trying to get to that point. It's a very roundabout answer to your question, but yes, I would trade with them and have 3 or 2 of our 3 locked in and be in that scenario. It's definitely a better spot to be. But does it change how our races are approached? I don't necessarily think so.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I sit in our meetings, it's the will to win. Like, I see Chris's team, I see Brad's team, I see our team, and I see fast race cars when we come to super speedways. So honestly, yeah, they have 3 cars that are locked in, but we got 3 race teams that have extremely fast race cars that take control of these races. So if you're going to try and win this race, I guarantee you're going to have to go through an RFK car to win. So I feel like we're in a strong position to get one of our cars in, and good luck to the other ones that are going to have to get through us.
All right, guys, thanks for your time, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.